The world's fastest image generator has now added video, so in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do text to video, image to video. We'll do some first frame, last frame. We're going to do some really cool, crazy creations. I'm excited to show you, so check this out. I'm going to be using Sogni Studio Pro for this, but the process is going to be largely the same whether you're using Sogni Studio or you're using our web app. Now there are some different things in our interface here. We now have an image tab and a video tab at the top. We have our activity window right here, which I will get into later, but let's just jump into it. Let's open up video here. Now when we toggle to our video panel, we're going to get some different settings here because we're generating videos, so of course it's different. A lot of these things are the same, but when you scroll down, you're going to see our FPS that we can choose, 16 or 32 frames per second. I generally like to just keep it at 16, but it's up to you. Now we have two different video models. If we open up our Model Explorer, you can see that we have one 2.2 quality and one 2.2 lightning for speed. Quality tends to take much longer, so typically I'm going to stick with speed, and for this tutorial I'm going to be using the speed model, the lightning model. Of course, we can choose our different aspect ratios for video. I think I'm just going to keep it at square for now, just to keep things simple. And then we have our new cinematic styles. So if we open these ones up, you can see that we have a whole bunch of different styles that we can choose from with different transitions and different kind of zooms and stuff like that. So you can really get a lot to play around with, and it's nice. If we just choose one of these, let's do, I don't know, let's just do slow dolly in. We'll see that it will add this as our new cinematic prompt. Now I'm going to go ahead and do an X here because I'm just going to be doing everything within the main prompt box to keep things simple for this tutorial. Our style prompt is still the same. Our avoid prompt, we have a different default avoid prompt, and it just says slow-mo, slow-mo, slow motion, malformation, and so on. AI video does have a tendency to want to make slow motion video. I don't necessarily want that, and so we have slow-mo in the avoid prompt. Then we have this new setting called shift, and you can think of this as the amount of movement or action in it. If you do a higher amount of shift, things are going to be changing more rapidly, and if you want a less shift, then things will become more static. I generally kind of tend towards it being pretty high. Usually I'll keep it around like 7 or so. And if you have any questions around it, you can always just click the question mark and it will give you more information about what the different settings do. And underneath all of this, we have our start and end frames. This is going to be when you want to do an image to video. You can do an image that you say, I want the video to start with this frame, and then take it from there. And then you can also, if you have a start frame, you can also do an end frame, and you can say, I want it to start here and I want it to end here. And that's really nice when you want fine-tuned control with video, because you do get a lot of randomness in it. Now to get started, I do want to show you kind of the difference between using text to video and using image to video. And rather than generating the videos right here, which does take some time, I already have some running. So I'm going to open up my activity panel right here. And you can see that I have several projects that are ready for review, and I have some that have already been reviewed. All of these ones right here are ones that are text to video. And you can see on here that it says T2V under these ones. And if I scroll down, you can see these ones were image to video or I2V. Now what happens is when you generate something, instead of clicking imagine, I can click this plus button here. And when I do that, instead of imagining it right now, it'll put it into this activity panel. The cool thing is when you do this, then you have the ones that you can review. And when you review it, let's click this one, it's going to bring it into the main panel. And it shows you the prompt that was used to do this. So I was creating kind of a Inception style tracking shot, which is pretty cool. And then when you hover your mouse over it, you can see what is happening. And these are actually really cool. I like that one in particular. That's trippy. Yeah, very much Inception. And these videos that I was generating are, let's open this up. I don't remember how long they are. We can look and see. I mean, I could just hover over it and see that it's 5 seconds down here in the corner, but they also say it right here. So we have 4 seconds at 16 FPS. Mostly I do 4 seconds. You can do longer ones. I would say it's best to stay within the 3 to 8 second range. 8 seconds probably pushing it. Yep, that's why it turns to being orange here. If you do longer clips, it has a tendency to repeat itself, and it will do what you said in the prompt, and then it will do it again. I just generally prefer to do smaller ones. Let's take a look at some of the other ones that I did. Let's open up our activity panel again, and you can see now that I've reviewed that one, it goes down under review. And we'll see, I just want to point out at the bottom here, you can see that there's an amount of storage that this is taking up. This is taking up 280 megabytes on my drive, so you want to keep that in mind. Because what's happening is it's saving every video that you generate, and then when you review them, you have an option to add the ones that you like to your gallery, and then afterwards you can just delete the rest. So if I click this one, which I don't need to keep, it's gone, and now I've saved some space there. You can also see some of these other ones that are currently generating. Now let's look at one more. I'm going to review this one, which is a mechanical heart. And when we do text to video, of course, we're relying on the model itself to give us that initial starting frame. But when we do, you'll find that the movements and the motion tend to be a little bit better in a lot of cases. Like that's a really cool animation where it's kind of stuff is growing inside this mechanical heart. But the other thing to keep in mind with text to video is that it's kind of a higher commitment up front. You know, if I wanted to generate 4 videos, it's 258 Sogni tokens, and then I'm not sure if I'm gonna like how they turn out. And so what I prefer to do is to do image to video. Now to show you that one, I'm gonna actually open up my gallery, and I have some images that I have created here. I'm kind of creating a little story. The idea that I have is this little moss character picks up this amber seed, and then he jumps in and puts it in the ground and then buries it, and then it starts to grow out, and then he gets all excited because it continues to grow, and it grows bigger and bigger into a tree, and then he's going to turn around and jump back on the log facing the other way, and then jump off the edge of the log, and then it's going to loop. So then he's going to come back, show up on the log again with another seed, and then the video will loop, which is a really fun way of doing things. Now I already have a lot of these videos done, but I have a couple that I still need to make. So let's do that together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down here and grab the start frame, which is going to be this one, and then I'm going to grab my end frame, which is going to be this one. And so now I need to tell the video model, how do I get from this start frame image to this second one? And let's scroll up, and I'm just going to describe it. The moss creature lands on the ground, then turns around and jumps onto the log while the camera zooms in closely behind it. I think that's a pretty good description of this. I have to say that he lands on the ground because, let me open up my gallery. As you can see, he's currently in the air. And so I don't want him to, I want to make sure that he lands on the ground and then turns around to jump. I think that's pretty good. Now I have my shift at 7. This is going to be a good amount of movement here. I would potentially even turn it up to 8, but I'm going to keep it at 7 for now, and we'll see how that works. 4 steps is the minimum, and I'm going to stick with that because that's what I've been doing. I don't need to have my seed locked, so let's go back up here, and I'm going to add this to the background queue. Now it looks like nothing happened, but if I open up my background queue in my activity panel, you can see that I have it right here. The moss creature lands on the ground, and so on. Now the nice thing about doing image to video like this is now I can immediately start on my next clip. So I'm going to open my gallery back up, and we're going to take this one right here is our start frame, and this one right here is our end frame. And then I just need to say the moss creature bends its legs and hops off the log and disappears from the frame as the camera slowly zooms in. Now this, I don't need this to be a 4-second clip. I honestly think this is probably better as like a 2-second clip because he can bend his legs and hop off, and that's it. Super easy. I think 2 seconds is going to be plenty for that, and we're going to add that one to our background queue. And then we just have one more. Now if I open up my gallery again, let's scroll down, and I'm going to grab this empty frame and bring it here, and we're going to go back to my starting frame and bring it here. And now we're going to say a moss creature hops onto the log holding a glowing amber gem as the camera pulls back slightly. Pretty simple. Now let's go ahead and add that one to, oh, this is going to take, I think I'm going to do 3 seconds for this one. 2 is probably fine, but why not? And let's check our progress. And we're going to review this first one where the creature is landing on the ground and then turning around to jump on the log. And the tree just disappears. I actually kind of like that. It's like, oh, the tree disappeared. Let's go grab another one. Let's see this one. That one's not bad either. He actually like climbed up it instead of hopping, but I don't mind that at all. That one, the tree just vanishes, so I don't want that one. Let's see this one. I don't think I want him knocking the tree over. I think this is the one that I'm going to go with. I like how the tree just up and vanishes, and the creature doesn't miss a beat. He's just like, I'm going to go get another seed. Yeah, that one's good. I like it. So I'm going to add that one to my gallery, and let's go back and look at our next one. I'm going to review this one. And he's not a frog. That's not what I was looking for. Let's see. There we go. That was actually pretty perfect. That's kind of exactly what I wanted. How about this guy? Nope, that's the wrong way. That one's pretty good too. This is the one I'm going to keep though. I like this one the most. And then we're going to add that one to our gallery. Let's take a look at the last one. I'm actually going to cancel this one because I don't need it anymore. And let's review this one. I actually like that idea, especially with that other previous one where he jumped out of the frame. I might use that instead. See, just, oh, here we go. Nope, I like this more. Yeah, this one's more true to the lore that I've been creating. So let's add that. Now we just have to put them all together. So I'm going to open up my gallery. I want to combine these into a group. So I'm going to select and group just so I can have all of these videos in one. I believe it is this folder that I want them to go into. Create a group. Now we have it here. So here's all of our videos. There's only one change that I'm going to need to make, and it was on this first one because I love how he fell into the soil like that. But then I didn't want him to pick up the little amber seed at the end. So I just trimmed the video and ended it right before he picked up the seed. Now I need to get my gallery out of the way. Let's just bring it down a little bit. And we're going to open up this new tool called our mixer. And when we have our mixer opened, we can go ahead and click and drag all of these videos over there. I'm not gonna do this first one. I'm actually gonna do the version of the first one that I had trimmed. So we're gonna skip that one. So let's bring this over. Let's actually just grab all of them and then we'll reorder them over there. Okay, they're in order now. And this is really cool because we can create this 24-second video, or if we want to speed it up a little bit from 16 frames per second to 24, which is a standard frame rate, then it will speed it up, and I think that'll actually look pretty good. So then we have a 16-second video, and this is going to be very fast. Let's click it. Perfect. See how fast that was? And then let's close and view the video. Now I'm going to start it over, and because we did first frame, last frame on all of them, it should just be one continuous transition. Let's see how it looks. And there it goes. And we have a looping video that way. Now you've got the tools you need, so jump in, get creative, go have fun with it, do some wild things. Make sure you share your creations with us, and I'll see you in the next one.